Hello, welcome to Two Guys Tech. I am John. This is Rich. This is where we do a weekly live show about this week's news in tech. Rich.
John.
Rich.
John.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Man, Choo Choo and Jamie are doing good too.
Man, hello guys. Right on top of it there.
I appreciate it. It's good to see you guys in the chat.
Hello. Yeah.
So, how you doing? We already said hellos, how you doing, but like, how are you doing?
I am good.
Good?
I'm good.
Good? Busy man?
How you guys doing?
How you guys doing?
John is really quiet. Man.
John is always quiet.
See, the thing is, Rich is just a loud person.
I'm going to rotate.
And I have to yell.
Benjamin, thank you for joining us. It's good to have you, sir.
Man, Choo Choo, just keep calling me out, because I'm just going to keep...
Matt's on there, too. Oh, Michelle's there. Oh, my God, look at this.
The full gang.
The gang's all here, John. Oh. Should we get started,
Let's
John?
do this.
All right,
first.
I'm going to start with the... You go.
All right, so up until the Alyx release, Half-Life is now free on Steam. You guys should check this out. Great series. There's a reason there's been a ton of hype for Half-Life 3 for 20 years now.
Half-Life Alyx is not Half-Life
I know.
3.
I know. But you could say, you ready for my dad joke here? There's a Half-Life on the Half-Life giveaway because it's only until Alyx releases.
I will see myself out. I'm done.
You're done? I don't think that's how it works.
No,
okay,
yeah.
Yeah, so as soon as Alyx comes out...
Crossbow for life. Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff.
It wasn't a crossbow. It was the... what was it? It was a piece of rebar. Like heated rebar, right? But it was a crossbow that shot rebar pieces.
All I remember is the crossbow. I'm looking at this. I don't remember.
No, it was a crossbow, but it was insta-kill. Insta-death. I hate it so much.
Matt, Rich, and I spent a lot of time playing this against each other back in the day.
I quit because of that guy, because he was so good that it wasn't even fun to play anymore. When you play with somebody who's like fast twitch like that, it sucks.
Were we playing Quake 2 or Half-Life first?
We were playing both. I mean, it depended on what the appetite was. You can't play those games constantly forever. You have to switch back and forth.
Oh.
But yeah, no, that crossbow, that was OP.
Insta-kill.
It was OP back in the day.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah. The original.
So we can get all of these games on Steam now, and you can download them, you can play them, but...
And the expansions. Everything. If I had time, I'd totally play these, but...
Who's got time for that, John?
No, seriously. You guys should check it out. This is video game history here.
Thunk. That noise on this. That's nightmare-inducing. Thunk. When that bolt hit the wall next to your head, you're just like, oh God, I gotta run.
All right. So you got until March to play through the trilogy there. And yeah, you should check it out.
Absolutely. Those games are great.
No, they are. Absolutely.
They're great. I mean, for us, because it's nostalgic, they're formative, right? They were like the early video games. Right? We're talking, that was the Quake 3.
This is back when like companies were trying to sell people on video cards that you should have one for games.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how old this is.
That's good times. Good times. So get out there. It's on Steam. Go get it. Play them if you have time. And I'm buying Alyx. I think I already pre-ordered it.
You should. Because
I got a headset. So I'm
looking forward to it myself.
Even though you're never supposed to pre-order anything, I might have actually done that.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay. Let's move the needle completely away. So I don't know if everyone out there who's watching this is aware, but Windows 7 no longer gets security fixes and patches from Microsoft. That actually end-of-lifed last week. I got a text message from a friend who was like, my computer says it's no longer valid. And I'm like,
what does this mean?
It's still valid. It's just you don't get any updates from them. It was clear that Microsoft was like, hey, we need to get off of this right now. Except for the government of Germany, John. I wanted to tell you this. So last week, January 14th, was the end of life for Windows 7, right? Personally, one of my favorite operating systems. I am sad to say
a lot of people's.
It was good. It was really good. It was really, really good. I loved Windows 2000. I liked Windows XP. I loved Windows 7. Didn't like Windows 8, 8.1, Windows 10. We're buds. All right. So now you know where I stand on that.
Let's go through the whole history.
Yeah, let's go.
What do you think?
Started out Windows 95, Windows 3.1.1 work groups. Yeah, Windows 7 was great, man. Choo Choo was a fantastic OS. It was. God damn, I don't want to go into how I miss it. But moving on. So anyone who is a business who is using Windows 7 and isn't paying Microsoft for extended updates is potentially vulnerable for the next big bad thing that comes out.
Right.
and that seems to be like every week there's something big that comes out. And so companies have an option to pay Microsoft money, $50 per machine for the first year, and then it incrementally goes up after that, right?
Okay.
So the government of Germany has 33,000 Windows 7 PCs in operation. And they're going to be cutting Microsoft a check for $887,000 US to keep those machines patched for the next year so that they can get themselves moved on. Yeah, that's so much money.
So, I mean, right? Windows 10 doesn't cost that much more, obviously. However, is that these machines can't run Windows 10?
Yeah, there's I mean, from a guy who works in infrastructure, it's not so cut and dried. You can't just say, oh, why don't you just upgrade? It's just paying money.
Yeah.
Because I imagine that most of their users, most of like the regular desktop users, are probably fine. But when you have a municipality who's got machines all over the entire country, I mean, there's Windows 7 machines in their water treatment plants, right? Somebody's got to go out and replace those machines. They might have software that's not compatible.
Right.
But it also takes a human being to go out and like migrate these people over to Windows 10. So you take a government with all of their millions of employees, right? Even the United States government, and you like peanut butter them across the entire country. It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I can
like,
see that.
I don't envy those people at all. Those people are, I feel you. But I found something interesting that I wanted to share with everybody, and that is apparently, if you have Windows 7 still, there's still a loophole to get a free upgrade to Windows 10 right now.
Really? Still?
Right now. Yeah, right now. Right now.
Okay.
All you've got to do, and I'm going to put a link down in the description after the show about how you can read about how to do it. But apparently, if you just download the Windows 10 the creator from the website, there's a piece of software you download that lets you create a USB stick or an upgrade disk, and you run the creator and install Windows 10, you can put your Windows 7 license key in there, and it'll just give you a free Windows 10.
Oh, wow.
Still. Even though that was supposed to be something that ended...
That was like 3 years ago.
Right, a long time ago. But apparently, Microsoft would rather have you have a legit version of Windows than an unsecured version of Windows. So if you're on Windows 7, get your Windows 10 game on now because you're not getting any updates. Any updates.
Right.
John, what was your favorite Windows operating system?
10. Here's the thing. I was a Mac user until about the time Windows 10 came out. And I actually really like it. So that's all. My experiences are all negative before that. There's a Linux guy in the room.
There's a Linux guy in the audience. Yeah, well, I'm just saying, Windows 8 was such a disaster, and you're lucky you missed that. If your first OS you started with was Windows 10...
Oh, there's a reason 7 had a cult following.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you probably look at Microsoft's product line, it was like Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, right? 8.1, whatever. Yeah. But I'm surprised to hear Windows 10 is your favorite. But if you're using a Mac before, then what's your favorite Mac OS?
Well, they've been running 10 since 2000.
Yeah, which version of 10 are we talking about?
Yeah, tiger, leopard, whatever cat they decide they're going to name it on the year.
It was an animal, then it was a mountain range, then it was an island, and then it was a boat.
It was a boat?
I'm just making that up, whatever.
I don't remember that one.
Oh,
wait, El Capitan.
El Capitan was a mountain. Before it was like
hats, and then it became landmarks in California.
Exactly. Whatever. Anyway, should we move on?
Yes.
Let's move on.
All right, Frontier is going bankrupt.
Hold on. Subair is still running Windows 7. Subair, we'll put a link in the show notes. You can get a free upgrade to Windows 7 still. Windows 10.
Yeah,
you don't want a free upgrade to Windows 7. That wouldn't be good. So you get a free upgrade to Windows 10. You can get there still. So take a look after the show. I'll put it in the show notes. I'm sorry, John. Continue.
No, that's cool. Frontier is going bankrupt. This may be no surprise to any Frontier customers out there.
Frontier is an ISP in the United States. We are global.
Thank you. All right. So as of March, they owe $365 million to some investors, which they don't have. So they are probably going to be filing Chapter 11.
Wasn't $365 million what Dr. Evil screamed?
$1 million. $1 million. Only
$365 million.
That'd be so random.
Sorry.
So Frontier last year reported owing...
That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
That does stink. Frontier reported having $16.3 billion in long-term debt as of September 30th, 2019.
That's a lot of debt.
That's a lot of debt. A lot of debt.
That's a sick amount of debt.
So the biggest
debt,
source
bro.
is people are saying basically customer service, and they still have a lot of copper lines. And I mean, the three of us here in this room all are Frontier, and I've had a pretty positive experience.
Frontier Fios, which was purchased from Verizon as Verizon Fios, which is last mile fiber to the home.
Yes.
To be clear.
Which is now owned by someone else, actually.
Online Northwest.
It's just going to keep trading hands.
They like quietly sold themselves out in the Northwest.
In Oregon,
they're like, here, take it. Please take it.
So, going to be some changes happening. I'm sure they're going to get bought out by Comcast and a bunch of other different companies. But
excuse me. That is a nightmare scenario.
You imagine being like actually rated worse than Comcast?
Are they rated worse than Comcast? Because I don't think anybody's rated worse than Comcast.
Oh, they're well on their way. I think they're well on their way.
Really? Because I mean, who is worse than Comcast in the United States?
The fact of like a lot of places in the United States have limited options for internet providers.
Yeah.
And like if it's Comcast versus Frontier, and a lot of people would prefer to be. I'm just saying.
Man, Choo Choo thinks that Comcast was okay, but I don't know. I never had problems with Comcast either, other than their stupidly expensive, overpriced service
or caps
and their async. And John, good point. When we first started doing the Two Guys Check channel, and John and I were shipping data or videos back and forth, John had a Comcast cap, and he'd regularly blow right through that download cap.
I think the worst part is I can read contracts because I was like, wait, I have a. This is a thing?
Wait, it's 2018 and I have a cap on my internet?
They give you a little graph. Like the first month, I'm like moving. I just got internet, and we weren't doing the Two Guys Tech thing for like a month. And like all of a sudden, the bar graph is like, you're 6 times over what you're supposed to be. We'll give you this one for free. And then the next month is like, you're 8 times over. But
dude.
Yeah, that's something about Frontier.
Yeah, I don't know. And you know, man, Choo Choo. There's a lot of people who are fine with Comcast, and I'm not really. I never had to deal with their support. I, as a consumer, really think it's BS that we could buy service these days and have an asynchronous, really large download, but like a 5 megabit upload. I mean, that's fine for most people because most people are consuming; they're not sending back out. But if you're doing anything, how about this? Even if you're working and you're on a VPN and you're sharing and receiving traffic from your company because you're doing your job, you should have 5 megabit. 5 megabit is offensive.
Oh yeah.
2020 5 megabit. That should be like, they should be drawn and quartered.
Yeah.
Even
I mean, we all have 500 here, but
yeah, I have 500 megabit. No, it's not as good as other people's.
Man, Choo Choo.
But yeah, I know Man Choo Choo, one of our viewers in the audience, has gigabit synchronous fiber, and we don't talk about that. We just don't talk about it.
No, he's not even allowed to talk.
He's
about
not
it
even allowed to bring it up anymore. That's right.
That's part of the deal.
For $75, you can get it too now.
$75. I might do it. They did. I know they just upped it. So anyway, do you think there's gonna be any impact for people like? Well, not us.
Not us, but oh yeah, for sure.
Is it Chapter 7 or Chapter 11?
11.
Which is that the one where they restructure, or is that the one that they like? Oh, that's it. We're done. We're out.
They said they may file for it, and then I think part of it is you just get rid of your debts, you can reorganize. But...
Right. Yeah. If it's Chapter 11, you basically are getting protection from your creditors, so that you can restructure, you can sell stuff, you can reorganize the organization, and you can maybe come out of it. Because realistically, and this is one of the great things about the United States, is that we have bankruptcy laws that allow companies to try to fix themselves so that they can make good on their promises.
The thing is, there was another article today saying they're actually telling the government, because they're given grants to, not grants, what would be the word, but they were given money from the government to like help rural parts of America that have crappy internet,
and they
couldn't fulfill the agreement. So they also have that going on right now also. So if someone does buy them, like, I don't know why I'm doing air quotes. If someone, buy.
They're going to be purchased.
If someone buys them, like, they're going to have to upgrade the infrastructure. So what are you technically buying besides a name that people are not a fan of?
You buy the good stuff. It's like what GM did when the vehicle industry started to fail. Was they took all the valuable assets, spun them into a separate company, said we're good, and all the crap assets like Saturn and Pontiac, they're like, oh no, this stuff's we just sell this, it's garbage.
Well, I mean, there's a reason they bought Oregon already, right? Because I mean, like
it must be a valuable market. And Subair says that he's got a crap router that can only pump out 5 megabits. Oof. And dude, you can build your own cheap little router and or buy or spend $50 and buy one.
That'd be the easier.
Or less. Those TP links, nowadays TP link in those lower end, like cheap Soho routers, other than being potentially an IoT nightmare, they're a good deal and they do a good job. They can all. There's so much technology and power in ARM socks these days. Anyway, but that's a side note. Yeah, and like Matt Edward says, is that lawyers are going to get all the money anyway. Should have been a lawyer, John. That's what you should have been.
Not smart enough.
Oh, I don't think lawyers are all that smart either. They were just smart enough to go to lawyer school. All right, moving on, John. Let's talk about King County, Washington. I'm excited about this. Can I tell you why? Because this is the first time in America that they're going to try online voting.
I heard about this.
Yeah, it was big news. Paul, look who's here! Great! Thank you for joining us, Paul. Dagon, it's good to see you. So, King County, Washington, which, for people outside the United States, a county is like a region, part of a state that's got a little bit of governance. And anyway, they're trying something new this election term for the Board of Supervisors, which is a really small... It's the Board of Supervisors. I don't know how to describe it better than the people who supervise. Anyway, they're going to allow the residents of King County to vote via their smartphone, to vote via a website. All they got to do is go to a website, type in their name, the full name, their birth date, choose their candidate that they want to vote for, and then they have to sign with their finger. So that's the whole smartphone aspect of it. They're going to sign, and yeah, basically Seattle. Michelle's right. And then that will go off to the basically the people who count votes. They will print that out, and then they will visually verify that the signed signature, the finger signed signature, matches the voter signature on record.
This seems like...
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But then again, how else can you really guarantee that the person who says who they are, if the only details you take is the name and birth date, are the people who say they are when they vote? But
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. But this is we can talk about all you want about voter security and fraud and election frauds and scams and countries like Russia who've had a hand in our elections, whether you want to admit it or not. There's a lot to be said about protecting that stuff, but also, guys, it's 2020. Having to go to your local voting booth and vote and get a sticker that says I voted is so behind the times.
Well, it is.
We have the technology to solve this problem.
Our government doesn't have the technology.
Well, that's a bigger issue, right? I mean, I don't think immigrants would. If they're legal immigrants, sure. But I think that this is a great start. It's a low impact office to vote for, right? We're talking about a single county, and I think that it's
good experiment at least.
Absolutely, right? Yeah, there's got to be, exactly, Paul. But I think that fundamentally it comes down to, before in the United States we were scared about countries like Russia attacking the voting systems and manipulating it, but not actually attacking the votes themselves, right? The people who vote, that was never really a concern. They want to get in and manipulate the vote, but not manipulate directly the voters voting.
Well, that's what Facebook's for.
Yeah, that's what Zuckerberg's for, allowing people to have their ads on Facebook. But I just think this is a fantastic thing, and I think that instead of everybody just totally thumbs down and going, "That's it, this is terrible, it's gonna be a failure," you don't break ice, you don't move the goalposts, you don't achieve big things until you actually try, and then you fix it, and then you make it better, and then you make it better again, until eventually it's an open system that is
That's
secure.
how things normally work, but I don't think the voting process has ever had any luck improving anything.
Yeah, no, and
I mean, what's the next Haining Chad? It's the hey, our printer ran out of ink and no one noticed for 1,000 ballots.
Yeah, but you know that these are solvable problems. I'm just saying, thumbs up. You go, King County. You do your online voting.
You're not even
thing.
removing human error though. You still have to have people looking at it.
But you have people looking at it anyway. This is really, I think, I see this as it's a way to validate the votes, not a way to basically validate whether. No, I guess I take that back. It's a way to validate the whole process. Mm-hmm. So you're telling me
it could be a way to invalidate the process also.
Sure. Boy, listen to you. Let's put this. Can I take your tinfoil hat off? Can I have that?
Yeah, sure.
At any rate, Would you vote electronically?
Well, yeah, I would.
Listen, it's garbage. You should never do it. And I would totally do it because it's like the path.
There's
of least
just so much.
resistance.
I don't know if there's a perfect system out there. I don't know what the solution is. So
Right.
I mean, like you said, this is if it's one county, it's probably. I'm just gonna be the skeptic here, no matter what. But let's see how it goes.
I think it's great, and we talked about this too long, but I'm all for it. So, not that anyone in Washington's watching us, but you go Washington, you go hard. All right.
All right. So this is a little article I actually found on Vice about HP has a subscription service for ink.
Okay.
I didn't know this was a thing. I noticed for businesses. I didn't realize that this is something that's more like readily available for non-commercial models of HP printers.
Yeah, the consumer stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you have a printer at work, obviously they want you to subscribe to some sort of ordering system for their ink.
Absolutely.
Instead of a third party.
Right.
But apparently there was an article talking about how if you cancel this service, which is $4.99 a month, your ink cartridge will be registered. Your printer will no longer use that cartridge.
What?
Yeah, it will say that you need to renew your subscription, and that ink cartridge
Oh my
has
God!
been invalidated.
Subscription economy. What do you want?
No, that's wrong. You know what? Back in the day when we had like Columbia House and you spent like $10
God.
and you got CDs, they didn't stop working in your CD player if you stopped paying your monthly thing.
They would have if they could have.
That is so evil.
I don't know. Anytime you
Evil.
cancel a subscription, it stops working, right?
Yeah, talk about entrapment. Absolutely. That is horrible. HP is the worst. Everybody's crapping on HP and they're right. Sorry.
Well, next topic.
Because that's different. That's different.
Turns into a brick.
Look. These things cost them nothing.
Oh yeah.
They cost them nothing.
Yep.
The least you could do is just say, this is you're good on us. Here's your last cartridges. Thanks
I
for
agree.
using the service.
I agree.
Oh my God.
You
How
know,
does it? The printers,
good
because
at
the printers
PR,
are on the network.
obviously,
The
yeah.
printers are on the network, so I suppose they're like calling home to check to see if the printer, is valid. Or
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah. I mean, as they call this DRM for ink, which is
We are looking at the end times of technology. No, I'm kidding. This is just absurd.
no, it's pretty ridiculous.
Pirate hat on.
Especially $4.99. It's like, it's not a $100 service a month if you're going through a ton of ink, and then you're like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, it
like,
doesn't cost them anything.
no, $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should be so lucky.
No, you're losing your next printer purchase is what that is.
Yeah. What you're doing is you're making sure that I never buy an HP printer ever again. I have a LaserJet downstairs, but I would never pay for
No,
a
I
service
mean,
like
if
that.
you buy a regular cartridge, you'll be fine for now.
Sure, until it dries up because you use it once every
It
6
does
months.
self-cleaning and it's,
Yeah, the secret of it purging like 25% of itself over its lifetime.
yes. And then you gotta
God.
buy a new printer because the the waste ink reservoir is full.
Yeah,
And they don't repair that stuff, so.
Everybody in the chat's like, yeah, HP. Dude, Dagon says that there's a photo company that he orders his ink from that allow you to refill your cartridges. Hey,
This is like the Keurig cup thing. You just put an aluminum foil over the.
it's
sensor.
again. I'm gonna pull it out. It's 2019. This stuff.
2020.
2020. Excuse me. Oh
2020.
my God. It's 2020. All of this stuff should be like super user friendly, turnkey. It should be environmentally focused. We shouldn't be shipping cartridges around. Send little like packets of ink, whatever. This is nuts. This is nuts, people. I am incensed. Seriously, I have a laser printer, and I only buy the cartridges because laser printer is never going to go bad.
Yeah.
Right. The ink is, or excuse me, the toner's never going to go
As
bad.
long as they keep making it. So.
But yeah, this is crazy talk. HP, shame on you. Wagging my finger.
Well, we know what Rich's next printer is gonna be.
It's gonna be an HP LaserJet MFP because it allows me to fax.
Faxing. I can't believe that's still a thing.
But that's nuts, guys. That is crazy. All right, moving on, John. Oh, this is me. I can talk about this. Do you remember 2016?
Sure.
The year.
Okay.
2016 was the year that Tesla was trying to like sell their cars
Oh,
in the state of Michigan.
Without dealers.
And the state of Michigan's like, no, this is the motor state. You're gonna sell through a dealer because clearly the dealerships are like holding the purse strings of our state Congress.
And we
right?
found out how many lobbyists they can afford as well.
Oh my goodness, nuts! So Tesla sued them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So since 2016, there's been a lawsuit going on. So we'll just say almost 4 years,
Okay.
right? Because I don't know exactly what month. They finally reached a settlement. So now a resident of Michigan can buy a Tesla vehicle and it can be delivered directly to their house. Side note, they couldn't even get them delivered to their homes. They'd have to go out of state to get their cars.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. Anyway, listen to me. But there's a catch. So Tesla has to create a subsidiary. That's their dealership.
Mm-hmm.
And Tesla isn't actually selling the cars in the state of Michigan. The only way Tesla can deliver the cars into the state of Michigan and service those cars is through a subsidiary, and the cars have a title from outside of the state of Michigan. That's a requirement. So you're a Michigan resident.
Mm-hmm.
You want to buy a Tesla because you're rolling in money. You want that big, sexy Model S with the Cybertruck. Woo! Anyway, and so you go and you're like, Tesla, I want this. I want to go to a showroom and look at the showroom. You're like, I want this one. They're like, great, okay, sign here. You're going to buy it from Wisconsin or some other surrounding state. And then it's up to you as a resident to transfer your title to the state of Michigan to own the car and pay your Michigan taxes on the vehicle in that state. So it's kind of like a settlement. It's kind of like in a compromise, but it's still super clear that the dealerships are like
They won this one.
squeezing.
Yeah.
I don't know, Matt. I don't agree with that. I think that everybody is getting hip to the electric car concept, including the big auto manufacturers, because we're going to see a lot of them. I didn't get to talk about it because there was a couple weeks ago we didn't have a show, but GM is making an electric Hummer. Am I boring you? GM is bringing back the Hummer, like the H3, the ugliest version of it,
Yeah.
as an electric vehicle.
You're kidding.
I'm dead serious.
That's a horrible decision.
They're reboot, like, we're going to reboot the Hummer and it's going to be electric. So, yeah, everybody is on the electric train.
Yeah, Tesla's the only electric car I would ever personally own, though.
Really?
Yeah.
There's some really good potentials out there. I mean,
The
there's some.
Bolt?
No.
Okay, what's another one? What's another electric car?
Yeah, BMW's got a few nice ones.
All right.
The i8 is a hybrid. The i8 is a hybrid. It still has a gasoline engine, and the i3 is electric. So there's still things. What did Dagon say?
You got more than I know already.
Yeah, or like Hyundai's got a Ioniq. Yeah, like Dagon's gonna buy that for his wife. Good for him. Good for her. Good for the environment. Good for everybody.
All right.
But you know, I still think this is nuts. Like we talk about, like I would almost consider it corruption in politics in the United States, where you have something as blatant as a lobby for a particular industry who's like, yeah, we're gonna make sure that this never happens. Still bothers me.
Hey, lobbyist, man.
I read
Watch
the article.
like Elon Musk, his like roundabout way.
Honda Clarity's another good one. All right.
He'll like ship in a bunch of dirt from Wisconsin. He's like, no, it's Wisconsin. It's like build a building right on top of this giant mound of Wisconsin dirt.
So can they open an embassy?
Yeah.
Because embassies are like a hollow ground of the country that owns the embassy, right? Like,
There you go.
So he was like,
This is
this is the Tesla embassy from the state of California. Californian embassy. They put a little gigafactory right there.
But it'll be like, you can only get your electricity from us, though.
Oh, yeah. The only place that has the electricity when the power goes out in Michigan because everyone has stolen the copper cables out of the walls. Sad. Moving on, John. Moving on. Let's talk about this.
All right. So I've been getting a ton of texts recently that I have a package waiting for me.
You
somewhere.
actually getting the text?
Yeah, I got a bunch.
I have never gotten a text.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's on the screen. You can just read it on the screen.
Okay. I was gonna
Is
say,
your name
I have
Nazy?
quite a few. No, my name was, where was it?
What's your name?
Well, there was an Andrew, and then
Andrew?
there was a hello, Steve.
Oh.
There's a Steve.
Hi, Steve. That's the exact same message that says Steve.
And
I guess
then,
I mean, they're going to send it out to everybody. There's going to be a Steve in that list, right?
Yeah, I had another one a while ago.
Okay,
Anywho.
so explain what's going on, because, you know.
So if you get a random text message saying wrong name, you have an Amazon package waiting for you from FedEx, it's probably not legit. And I feel like phishing techniques are usually pretty obvious. I feel like this is up there because it sends you to a fake Amazon site.
Oh, it doesn't send you to FedEx?
No, it doesn't even send you to FedEx.
That's...
I mean, there may be some others out there.
Dude, what is with fishing people?
The fisher
The fishers who can't go the extra mile. Like, as a professional, I'm pretty sure I could write a phishing scam that at least followed the concept through end to end.
We should make a YouTube video and we'll try and scam people we
No,
know.
that's against the law.
No,
It's
but
illegal. I'm not going to do that on.
We'll do
put
it
on
to
the
Brandon. No, we'll be like, well, okay, today's video, Brandon doesn't know this.
Brandon,
But we're gonna
just told him right there. That's a terrible idea. That's illegal. Can I have your permission to scam you?
We'll do it to people we know.
No, it's still illegal.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
I need to volunteer in the channel. If you could just go ahead and
Yeah,
say,
if you want to anonymously put your name down there as
you
willing
may or
to
may
be...
not be tried to be catfished.
Wait, catfishing is not the same thing, John. Catfish is when you pretend to be a hot girl.
Oh, I thought this
and
was
you're
a Tinder thing.
30-some-year-old adult male. Yeah. Yeah, but that's different because it's within their rights.
It's not illegal, but I'm saying and those have really high rates.
Right.
A lot higher than you want them to be.
Right, but I can't fish somebody even to make a show about it. Manchuchu volunteers. Okay,
There
never mind,
we go.
we have a volunteer.
We have our next victim.
So Manchuchu, any emails you get.
Here's the thing: he's gonna get an actual scam, and he's gonna think it's us and go through with it. But
oh my gosh, yeah, your catfishing thing is getting some comments. So, Manchuchu, you might get a phishing message from me, but you're gonna get a catfishing Facebook request from John. That's good.
I'm done for the night.
How are you doing, hot stuff? I'm a 20-year-old hot teen, 30-some-year-old adult male.
All right.
That's awesome. But I mean, I don't mean to interrupt you because I want you to finish this because it's important.
I
to talk about.
opened myself to that one.
But
so.
here's the deal. I am shocked that they couldn't even get if they send a message saying you're from FedEx and you have a message waiting, at least on the landing page where you steal whatever you're trying to steal from the person, at least brand it FedEx and not Amazon.
Well, that's the thing. They want your Amazon info. So the question should be,
yes, that makes
why
sense.
didn't they say package not delivered due to Amazon account issue?
Because these people are not really thinking it through. It takes only an ounce. It must just take an ounce of effort, and they just don't even give an ounce. They're like, well, we're gonna send out a quadrillion of these. We don't really care. It's just nuts. Message deleted.
I know. I saw that, and I knew I immediately needed to type in my Amazon information.
Yeah, you might want to change your password now, because I'm sure you're probably buying things and sending them to Asia, Africa,
well, shoot.
the Eastern European bloc. I don't know.
Bad.
Whatever.
Good thing I typed in your Amazon info.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Yeah.
So is there more to it other than just, hey, if you get a random text message,
okay, so
use your regular common sense and don't click the link?
It actually gets a little worse on how obvious this is, because it takes you to an Amazon listing and has you do a survey promising a reward to people who complete the survey. So it's not even like Amazon account information, as I was kind of alluding to.
Great. So what do they get?
So it'll ask for your address, it'll ask your credit card information, and then you have to agree to pay a shipping fee for your prize. The shipping fee is actually, you're signing up for a 14-day trial that turns into a $100 recurring subscription.
For what?
That's the subscription. You are subscribing to giving someone $100.
Oh, you don't even get anything?
No.
There's not even pretending to give you something for your money?
No.
That is, you know what? I take it back. Those people really did. I mean, they jumped the shark with that, right? They're like, you know what? We're just going all the way.
I'm sure someone fell for it.
$100 recurring subscription to nothing.
Yeah, why have a fake Kickstarter when it's
Right. Yeah, that's.
I'm making it cooler.
We're gonna just change our Patreon. Just as your $100 subscription for nothing. You don't get anything. You just get to.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't. Long story short,
You don't have an Amazon package that you can only get after filling out a survey and giving him your credit card information.
Golly, people, just don't do that. Just don't do that. Right?
It should be obvious, but
That's great.
it's in the news for a reason, I
love
guess. Or some.
It's in the news because if it's in the news, that means a bunch of people did it.
It's probably all reporters who are like, I'm going to follow this story.
I'm just gonna follow. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat this.
Like, hey, boss, I need a refund on $100.
Whoops, my bad. Use the company credit card. All right, moving on. This is our last real topic, and as we if you guys are blocking me, don't worry. Sorry, Matt. So, Motorola flip phones are back. We talked about that a bunch of shows back when it hit the news. I want one, even though it's Android, which I want one. It's $1,500.
Yeah.
they are now on pre-order. They were on pre-order, or they will be on the 26th, excuse me. They were supposed to go on pre-order in December, but due to overwhelming demand, they're like, whoa, well, we actually have to make a product that works. So they stopped. They stopped the pre-orders, said, nope, no pre-orders. They're now officially allowing pre-orders starting January 26th. You can get in virtual line and spend $1,500 to get a phone from Verizon or Walmart. I can't wrap my head around that one. Or Motorola's website. And then they'll start shipping in, looks like sometime February 6th? $1,500 for a flip phone. I'm just saying, I still love that phone. Still love it.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
Looks like fun, but I'm not going to pay $1,500 for it.
So I also want to say, and I wrote a joke. I'm gonna lay it on you.
Well,
don't look at my joke.
He actually has like joke.
It's parenthesis joke.
In there.
Okay, here it is. Here's my joke. Take it for what it's worth. Samsung is also rumored to be making a vertical flip phone, not a bifold, but a flip phone. And here's my joke. Preface joke. And then Apple will be selling their flip phone or their folding screen in 3 years, and they will claim that they're the first to market. That's the joke. It got quiet in here.
Well,
I feel awkward.
Good show.
That was better than your dad joke. Anyway, I still love the phone, and if I had like $1,500 of money that
you just want to throw
away, give me one like a trombone. Thank you,
Don't encourage him.
Yeah, I'll be back next week.
Just don't acknowledge it.
Crap. So again, if you had $1,500 of just money to throw away, would you buy a flip phone from Motorola?
No.
All right, there you go, people. That's John's. I don't know about people in the audience. I would buy it. If I had $1,500 to burn, I'd be like, yeah, look at me. And I'd go to the club that I never go to and be like, flip, 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 flip. People are like, oh my God, is that the new Motorola phone? I'd be like, oh yeah, I own this. I'm really cool. And then I'd go home to my normal life with my flip phone. Whatever. Anyway, so that's it. You can get in that line right now if you want it, and you can get that phone pre-ordered February 6th. It shows up as, first come, first served. Last thing, and totally not scripted, today, because John and I are super, super Star Trek nerds. Star Trek nerds all the way. You want to go ahead? No? Okay. Star Trek Picard.
What?
I
was a total I don't know where I'm going with this now.
No, Star Trek Picard is available to watch online. CBS All Access is the downside. But after this show, I'm not going to finish editing the video and put it online. I'm going straight to my couch and I'm going to watch this and I'm going to gobble up all of that Jean-Luc Picard in his 70s or 80s, however old he is, and love every minute. I don't care if it's garbage.
Oh, I actually have a surprise.
What's that?
I brought a bottle of Picard wine.
You did not.
No, I didn't.
You piece of garbage. Can you believe this guy? I was excited for... Oh, jeez. And show ends right there. I just pressed the button. Jeez, John. Way to break my heart.
I'm kind of disappointed in myself now.
Anyway, if you're a Star Trek fan, you owe it to yourself to get on it. I'm only talking about it because I am super, super jazzed. Yeah, I'm hoping that there's something else great that comes out from Disney Plus as well. I don't can I say that?
We're talking about Star Trek, Paul. How dare you, sir?
Speaking of that, I wasn't all that impressed with The Mandalorian.
Really?
I
like the pacing. It felt like an older show. It wasn't like, we need lasers.
They still had lasers, and they had an AT-AT and all that stuff.
Yeah.
See you, Matt. All right.
Star Trek Picard.
Star Trek Picard. Watch it. CBS All Access. Okay, the cinematography was good. We're gonna have to have a conversation offline about this because I thought the story was slow, and it was like, what trouble are we gonna get into today, right?
It was like A-Team in space.
A-Team.
Dun, dun, dun.
Except it was just him and the little Yoda the entire time. Anyway, John, we should move on to the end of the show before we just go off into...
Okay. All right.
So, John,
yes.
John, I get to do closing and not cover up that. We have a Patreon. If you feel like supporting us, we make lots of YouTube videos, lots of reviews, lots of DIY stuff. We do the live show. Consider dropping by and subscribing or becoming a patron on Patreon, right? If not, just watching the show is great. We appreciate every single one of you. It means so much to us. Shout outs, Manchuchu, who's in the audience. Mr. Yup, thank you for joining us. We're about to end the show. Manchuchu is the patron, and Manchuchu, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. It means the world to us. We have swag. We're wearing some swag. He's wearing a swag. I just realized we're wearing the same swag. Same swag?
There's nothing wrong with wearing the same swag.
Same swag. He's got a sweater or a sweatshirt on. I'm wearing a t-shirt. Check it out. That's the link. Go there if you want. Take a look at it. We'd love to have you take a look. We're on YouTube. We used to stream to every platform, so we only stream to YouTube now again. So we're on YouTube. You watch us on YouTube. Thank you for watching us on YouTube, and thank you for watching us.
Thank you
on YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
We will see you guys next week, next Thursday, with the Two Guys Tech Week in Tech News.
The Techie Tech Weeky Week.
Weeky Tech News. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. See you later.